Hello dear children, welcome to the third class of Skylark. In the last class we have seen how Shelley was praising Skylark. Today we are going to see his request to Skylark to teach him half the happiness, half the gladness that the Skylark has. Skylark always sings happy tunes as per Shelley. Now Shelley is going to request Skylark to teach him half its gladness. Remember, it's an ode. It elevates the subject matter. It elevates the status of the subject. Let's get into the poem. We'll be completing Skylark today. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than we mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem. Bird is immortal, or its song is immortal. He has described the bird as a spirit from the heaven. It's more closer to heaven or near to heaven. He has already said that. So, it can understand the true nature of death. It will consider the true nature of death. He knows about the truthful nature of death, the deep nature of the death. He knows the existence of life. It knows about death. It knows about the real truth, the only truth that is about death. And Shelley is asking a question to the Skylark. How could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? It's a rhetorical question asked. It's not expecting any answer. A rhetorical question is being asked here. And here, how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? Music flows from its singing. Crystal stream, we get an image of stream here. Shelley argues or asks the bird, how could you sing notes or the music which is so clear and beautiful? And Shelley thinks that Skylark have some deep insight of death. Skylark knew things more true and deep than we humans know and dream. He also continues to make guesses about its interior life. He believes that bird is able to produce such pure, clear music because it understands about life and about death. It knows the true nature of life and death than we humans know. It's somewhat philosophical in nature. It suggests that bird sings in such a clear, pure manner. It is untainted by the idea of death, and it's not fearing death. Of course it will not, because it lies closer to heaven. It has gone beyond fearing about death. The bird is part of nature and has divine quality in it. The divine quality of the bird, ethereal quality of the bird. It is elevated than human beings. And the happy strains of the bird flow in such a crystal as such a crystal stream. We look before and after and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. We look past and we look future. And people are sad for what they don't have. The sincerest laughter of the human beings, the joy of human beings, It is caught with the pain also. The laughter is weighed down by sadness and pain. People know pain. They are not ignorant of pain. Their sincerest laughter have pain in them, have pain in it. Skylark, the bird, its sweetest songs, its happy strains, doesn't have any pain in that. Our happiness can't be separated from sadness. The experience of happiness for human beings is bound with the experience of sadness. We dwell upon past memories and we hopes for the future. And we people pine for what is not, isn't it? Their laughter, our laughter is fraught with some pain. It's caught with some pain. We are upset even if we are laughing. At some point, we may feel some pain for what we don't have. The sweetest songs of the human beings, the best songs of the human beings, are those that tell of saddest thought. We have the best songs. We do have the happy strains. But in all those songs, it has the tint of sad thoughts. Humans dwell on the past or worry about the future and pine for what is not. They are longing for what they don't have. Their laughter is fraught with pain. I think we have already knew this idea, right? Our sweet thongs. So sweet thongs are those that tell of saddest thoughts. Even we think we have happiness and sweetness in our lives, there is some pain which always in our mind. It just gives us a reminder about our past life, about our past sad situations. And here we have an intertextual reference, a reference to another text of Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's Act 4, Scene 4, when Hamlet says, "Sure he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after." Look before and after in Skylark, and looking before and after in Hamlet. Give us not that capability and godlike reason to fasten us unused. Humans are never happy. They're always afraid to live in the moment. We long for things that are out of reach. We always worries about our past or we are in a constant worry about our future. Skylark song is always contains joy, always has some rapture in it, divinity in it. But the sweet thongs of human beings contain the theme of miseries, contain the theme of sad thoughts, unlike Skylark's. Skylark's song is full of divine rapture. Yet if we could scorn hate and pride and fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. In the stanza, he's saying that even the people could reject all the false emotions, the hatred to others, the pride, fear of something. Even if we could reject all these false emotions, or even if we are the creators without feeling any sadness, without any feeling any sad emotions, then too we can sing happy strains, happy notes like you. But the people cannot, the music of people, music created by the people, cannot come near to the joy of your happy strains. He is praising the Skylark's music. He is praising the melodious flow of Skylark's music. And he's saying that even the human beings could rid themselves of from all negative things if they were incapable of experiencing sadness, or they have only all the pleasant moments in their life. It cannot match the joy exhibited by the skylark. The human beings, if is able to shake off their negative emotions, they cannot know the joy that the skylark does. We cannot come closer to the joy of its music. That joy surpasses everything which our joy is fresh and clear, because it belongs to heaven. It has an ethereal quality. Even if the people could banish the unpleasant emotions of the human that is common to the human experiences, Shelley continues that he doesn't see how the people can come close to matching the joy the skylark seems to feel. It has a joy, and that joy, it flows like a crystal stream in its music. The bird remains ahead of us in being happy. It is always happy. It knows the true nature of life. It is ignorant of pain. It knows the true value of life. Its music gives out intense emotions, rapture. It is so divine. It sings the happy strains, even though human beings cannot experience the feeling of sadness. It cannot match the joy of the skylark seems to feel. In the earlier paragraph, we saw the sweetest songs of human beings are full of saddest thoughts. The best songs are like that. And in this paragraph, what he's saying, even if you don't have the saddest thoughts, the song cannot surpasses your skylark's song. Its song, the song of the skylark, will be greater than the happy strains, would be greater than the happy strains of human beings. Again, joy is repeated in this paragraph, in this stanza. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet were, thou scorner of the ground. In this penultimate stanza, the speaker reiterates the idea that the song of the skylark is superior to any delightful sound. It's better than all delightful sound, better than all musics, better than all verses, better than all treasures in books. Books have treasures of knowledge in that. But he's saying that Skylark's music is better than all the treasures of knowledge that in books are found. It's superior. The music of the skylark is superior to any literary verse to be found in books. And the poet saying that the ability to sing and experience happiness, the happy strains of skylark, that is more worthy to the sky to Shelley than all the treasures in the books. According to Shelley, the skylark's music is better than all the treasures in the books. It's better than all the delightful sound. And Shelley is calling the bird a scorner of the ground. That is, again reiterates that its ethereal quality. It's not belonged. It's not belonging to earth. It is of higher quality, superior quality. It is somewhat nearer to heaven. Skylark skill is more useful to the poet than all measurable sounds and any learning a poet could pick up from books. The poets could turn to nature, must turn to nature than books. Poets, creators of music, could turn to nature, must turn to nature to know, to create music, to create the happy strains, to create the sweetest thoughts. They have to look into nature. They have to look the music of the skylark. Then they have to feel, create music. Skylark's music or song is better than the poetry that anyone can write. And it is the scorner of ground. It does not belongs to earth. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then as I am listening now. So we have come to the last stanza of the poem. Shelley concludes Ode to a Skylark by asking the bird to teach him what to teach. To teach him half the happiness of the bird knows. Bird always sings happy strains. Shelley wants bird to teach him half the happiness that the bird knows, so that Shelley could produce such beautiful happy strains. Then Shelley would start singing the harmonious music. Then the world will listen to Shelley as he is listening to the skylark. Shelley's poem is as much about poetic inspiration. Shelley considers bird as an inspiration for him to write down the beautiful poetry. And here he asks the bird to teach him half the gladness that it knows, so that he could overflow with harmonious madness in his songs. He believes that from his lips harmonious madness would flow. His joyful music then forced the world to listen to what Shelley is speaking with the same intensity as he is listening to Skylark. Remember, I told you Shelley was nicknamed as Mad Shelley because of his work, necessity of atheism, harmonious madness. And in this word, harmonious madness, in these words, it's a type of oxymoron because idea of harmony, that everything in balance, in the state of balance, it's combined with madness. Madness means which is not in balance, of disorder or something like that. Oxymoron is a figure of speech that brings together two opposite or contradictory terms. Here, harmonious and madness, both have combined. It serves to draw attention to the incredible nature of the skylark's happy song. Skylark's happy song is so beautiful and melodious, but we may feel some sort of disorder behind it. Happy strains of skylark, always in that happy mood. We may feel some sort of disorder in that. The harmonious madness. The here poet is saying that the harmonious madness of the skylark, if the bird teaches him the half the gladness that the bird knows, he could also produce that harmonious madness, that harmonious verses from his lips. People may feel it as madness, but the world will listen to that harmonious verses of madness as he is listening to the bird now. Shelley is requesting to the bird for its secret of joy, to ability to sing from its heart. Then the poet can also get inspired from that, and the poet can also sing, then the world would listen to that. Skylark rises and produces its mesmeric, joyful music. It surpasses the music of the skylark, surpasses everything that belongs to earth. It is clear, it is fresh, it is joyous. It's an embodiment of love. It's symbol of transcendental ideal. Here you can see man versus natural world, art, music versus culture, sadness, sad thoughts of human beings versus happy strains of the skylark. Poet longing to be a skylark. Bird has never experienced disappointments. The music of the skylark is perfect embodiment of beauty and joy. And the music is an endless source of inspiration for Shelley. Skylark as Shelley's natural metaphor for poetic inspiration, the harmonious madness of pure inspiration. He's actually taking the power in nature into his poetry. Then his poetry would be so effective, as harmonious, and yet mad as the bird's song. So we have come to an end of Ode to a Skylark by P.B. Shelley. Go through the poem well, prepare your own notes, go through the comparisons, go through the phrases, and study well. Happy learning.